This grammar point video will address common sentence errors, starting with fragment sentences. There are three major errors in writing, which must be avoided in order to improve your writing. The three types of sentence errors are called fragment, comma splice, and run-on sentences. Both comma splice and run-on sentences are also called fuse sentences, and the only difference between a run-on and a comma splice is the placement of a comma. This grammar video will only address fragments. Fragment sentences are easy to identify. A complete sentence has a subject-verb relationship and a complete thought. However, a fragment is an incomplete sentence because it is missing a subject, a verb, or a complete thought. For example, the following sentence is missing a subject. Ate with my family over the holiday weekend. My girlfriend ate with my family over the holiday weekend. The next sentence is missing a verb. My girlfriend with my family over the holiday weekend. My girlfriend ate with my family over the holiday weekend. The following sentence is missing a complete thought. After my girlfriend ate with my family over the holiday weekend. After my girlfriend ate with my family over the holiday weekend, we went for a walk. When students attach phrases and clauses to fragment sentences, it makes it more difficult for them to find the independent clause and determine if it is a fragment. They see a subject-verb relationship in the dependent clause and think it is a sentence. But a dependent clause does not have a complete thought. Remember, phrases and dependent clauses must be attached to independent clauses. Here is an example of a fragment with a phrase and a dependent clause. At the end of the day, tired, hungry, and feeling pain while his car was being repaired. Students must be able to see the different parts of a sentence and make the appropriate corrections. The prepositional phrase is at the end of the day. The dependent clause is while his car was being repaired. The fragment sentence is tired, hungry, and feeling pain. So we have identified the fragment and must add a subject and a verb to the fragment. At the end of the day, the hard-working father was tired, hungry, and feeling pain while his car was being repaired. Remember, fragments are usually missing a subject, a verb, or a complete thought. Many students do not know where to start when they attempt to correct fragments. The first step is to separate the phrases from the clauses and to locate the independent clause. Identifying each sentence part, such as the main subject and verb, is a skill that develops quickly with practice. One method is to locate target words in the sentence, such as prepositions, subordinating conjunctions, and infinitive verbs, because they usually start a phrase or a clause. Target words will help students recognize sentence parts and types. After separating phrases from clauses, the student can analyze the independent clause and make corrections if needed. As you can see, because is a subordinating conjunction, which starts a dependent clause. To focus on social issues is an infinitive phrase with a prepositional phrase functioning as the object of the sentence. Remember, Fragments are always missing either a subject, a verb, or a complete thought. But this independent clause has a subject, verb, and object, so the sentence is correct. The next practice sentence is studied all night before he pitched in the championship game located in Miami. Once again, you should separate phrases from clauses and locate the independent clause. Before is a subordinating conjunction that begins a dependent clause. Located is a verb that begins a past participle phrase which is modifying the word game. The independent clause is studied all night, but it is missing the subject. Who or what studied? You must add a subject for the sentence to be correct. The college baseball player studied all night before he pitched in the championship game located in Miami. The final practice sentence is, people around the world admire Maha Akil, a Saudi female journalist, for her outspoken criticism on both Islamic patriarchal customs and Christian values. Can you identify the prepositions for, on, and around? They start prepositional phrases. Now, separate the phrases from the clauses and try to identify the main sentence or independent clause. For an example, the phrase around the world modifies the word people, which acts as the subject of the sentence. The next phrase, for her outspoken criticism, modifies the word Maha Akil, which acts as the object. The phrase on both Islamic patriarchal customs and Christian values modifies the word criticism. Finally, the phrase a Saudi female journalist is renaming Maha Akil, so it classifies as a positive phrase. Once you identify the various parts of a sentence, it is easier to locate the independent clause and no longer write fragment sentences. The independent clause is, people admire Maha Akil, which has a subject, verb, object, and a complete thought. So it is not a fragment. One method is to locate target words in the sentence, such as prepositions, coordinating conjunctions, and infinitive verbs, because they usually start a phrase or a clause. Target words will help students recognize sentence parts and types. After separating phrases from clauses, the student can analyze the independent clause and make corrections if needed.